Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be continuing watching the collected Miscellany playlist for Genshin Impact. In the last video we watched the first 10 and they were really good, so today we'll probably watch another 10 or so and just see how awesome these next videos are. So thank you to everybody that liked and commented on the last video. I really appreciate that. And with that being said, if you're new, don't forget to hit that sub button for more reaction content, please and thank you. And if you want to, you're more than welcome to come join me on Twitch. I'll be sure to put the link in the description down below if you want to go chill with me over there. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, this one is for Ganyu.
Given present prosperity, it's only natural that the city's operational support should match its scale. For millennia, from the birth of the Liyue Qixing to its current roster of 7, they've all relied on the Yuehai Pavilion's secretary, the half-Qilin illuminated beast Ganyu, who assists the mortals in handling the most crucial matters.
She does seem to be a pretty awesome character.
And have no liking for the Adepti who sign contracts with the Geo Archon. A person like Ganyu is still deserving of my respect.
My job is to honor my contract with Rex Lapis by looking out for the interests of all living things in Liyue.
Alright.
It is said that when a Qilin is brought to fight, the sun will lose its light.
Oh.
Ganyu is a force to be reckoned with, an archer with an exceptional aptitude for aimed shots. Her mastery over cryo lends itself well to high damage burst attacks, while her skills are of great help to her and her allies during combat.
Okay, yeah, her abilities do look pretty cool.
Through centuries of training, Ganyu's archery has reached the acme of perfection. She excels at not only using bows, but
dang, see, that's so cool.
Though she no longer needs to fight on the front lines, she still knows bow and arrow like the back of her hand. While forging bow-type weapons, Ganyu recovers a set percentage of the ores used.
Oh, nice, okay. Nice bonus.
Her normal attack can combo up to 6 consecutive shots, dealing physical damage to enemies.
Dang.
Charging the attack executes a more precise shot that deals increased damage. Based on its charge time, the shot generates different effects. Charge level 1 fires off an icy arrow that deals cryo damage. Charge level 2 fires off a frost flake arrow that deals cryo damage and blooms after hitting its target.
Okay, not bad at all.
Frost flake arrow's power is best used against distant groups of enemies.
Okay, yeah, that is super useful.
After unlocking the talent Undivided Heart, within a set period of time after shooting a frost flake arrow, the next frost flake arrow and its bloom will receive a crit rate bonus.
Oh.
Tap Ganyu's elemental skill to dash backward, leaving an ice lotus in her place that deals cryo damage and continuously taunts surrounding enemies, attracting them to attack it. When destroyed or once its duration ends, it blooms profusely, dealing AoE cryo damage.
Dude, okay.
Ice Lotus's endurance scales based on Ganyu's max HP.
Oh.
Dexterous use of Ice Lotus can effectively redirect enemy fire, creating a safe environment for Ganyu to dish out damage.
Dang, that is so cool.
Blaze over.
Oh.
Ganyu coalesces atmospheric frost to summon a sacred cryo pearl. While it's active, the sacred cryo pearl will continuously rain down shards of ice upon enemies within a set area.
That is amazing.
Celestial Shower deals damage while serving as a reliable source of cryo that allows Ganyu's allies to trigger corresponding elemental reactions and further increase their damage output. After unlocking the talent Harmony Between Heaven and Earth with Ganyu in your party, all active party members within Celestial Shower's AoE gain a cryo damage bonus. As an archer, Ganyu knows to keep her enemies at a safe distance and avoid close quarters combat. A constant barrage of frostflake arrows is what makes her strengths truly shine.
Very nice.
To victory.
Okay, yeah, she looks like an awesome character.
Can use her elemental skill to get out of harm's way and taunt her opponents, allowing her to then fire frostflake arrows on
that is just sick.
dealing damage to groups of enemies from afar. When her energy is full, Ganyu can unleash her elemental burst to further increase her ability to deal damage.
Dang.
When facing more formidable foes together with her allies, Ganyu's ability to taunt and infuse enemies with cryo is an effective form of support for the whole party.
Man.
That allows for defeating enemies in one fell swoop. The Liyue Qixing has changed over generations. Centuries have passed in the blink of an eye. Ganyu's accompanied Liyue through many a storm, but Liyue Harbor itself, can this city really become a safe harbor for an Adeptus in the world of mortals? When the Geo-Archon Morax was alive, an Adeptus like Ganyu could find a sense of belonging in the human city. But at present, when the rite of parting has already marked his end, the loneliness of an inhuman living in the human world, will it take Ganyu over completely?
Dang. Okay. First video was awesome, man. This one was really good. Okay, here's the next one.
Many fell in the Archon War, but though their life force faded, their power and malice survived as remnants, posing a continued threat to the world. In Liyue, the task of ending this threat, or rather, enduring it, falls to Xiao.
Dang.
To most in Liyue, Xiao is a name seldom heard, and as the few who have seen him can attest,
Another
he
awesome
appears
character.
only when grave danger is nigh.
I really hope that I can get
this
this character
Adeptus,
soon.
Should one count their blessings or their curses?
Conquering demons is what I do.
Hailed as the conqueror of demons, Xiao's abilities are unparalleled among the Adepti. As such, he vanquishes demons without breaking a sweat.
Oh.
Xiao is agile. His movement skills allow him to dart around the battlefield, and when he dons the mask of the Yaksha, his abilities are enhanced even further as he purges evil and protects Liyue.
Okay, so far
After years of honing his abilities,
his attacks
Xiao
look
has
awesome.
developed an Adeptus art that affords him strength at high altitudes.
Oh.
When Xiao is in the party, the active character consumes less stamina while climbing.
Dude, that is a really good bonus.
Xiao's normal attack can combo up to 6 strikes, dealing physical damage to enemies. Holding the attack button causes Xiao to consume stamina and perform an upward thrust, dealing physical damage and lifting enemies into the air. While airborne, press attack to perform a plunging attack, striking enemies on the way down and dealing AoE damage upon landing.
Yeah, this just looks like another
Xiao
amazing
will not lose
character.
HP from a plunging attack, no matter how high he starts.
Dang.
Use Xiao's elemental skill to lunge forward, dealing animo damage to enemies in his path.
Okay, that's
Make
neat.
adept use of this skill to dart effortlessly around the battlefield, dealing damage while tactically adjusting your position. Also, lemniscatic wind cycling can be used while airborne, making it easy for Xiao to navigate challenging terrain, aiding with exploration.
Dude.
Lemniscatic wind cycling starts with 2 charges available. After unlocking the talent Dissolution Eon Heaven Fall, if Xiao uses multiple charges in quick succession, damage dealt increases with each one.
That's so awesome.
Evil conquering!
Bane of all
When
evil.
Xiao unleashes an elemental burst, he dons the Yaksha's mask that once struck
Dang.
fear into gods and demons alike.
That's amazing.
His attacks now deal animo damage, which cannot be overridden by another elemental infusion.
Dang.
And Xiao's attack AoE and damage are both increased. In addition, Xiao's jumping ability is greatly enhanced, allowing him to assail the enemy
greatly.
with plunging attacks. The Yaksha's mask brings enormous power, but also great suffering. During Xiao's elemental burst, he will continually lose HP. This effect stops if he leaves the field. After unlocking the talent Conqueror of Evil, Tamer of Demons, while Bane of all evil is active, Xiao's damage gradually increases.
Dang. So you gotta like sacrifice
when Xiao
health
goes into battle, danger follows
to use
in his
it.
wake. To avoid harming others, he acts quickly, completing the task at hand as efficiently as possible.
Dang.
As the
Very
fight
awesome
begins,
character, though.
Xiao uses his elemental skill to move rapidly around the battlefield, changing strategic positions, dealing damage as he goes, and building up energy. When his energy is full, he unleashes his elemental burst and harnesses the power of the Yaksha's mask to incapacitate the enemy with plunging attacks and finish off every last one. For millennia, tales of the Yakshas have been told in Liyue. But over
Oh,
time,
that's a lot.
these defenders of the masses have all but disappeared. Only Xiao still honors his contract with the Geo Archon by performing the duties assigned to him.
Dang.
Though the cost of this duty is perpetual solitude. I know that Adepti suffer heartache just as I do, but I cannot know Xiao's future. Will Xiao be ravaged by the unending war he wages and be plunged into despair? Or will he meet someone who understands his sacrifice and can shine a ray of light into his dark world?
Oh man, that was really good, man. It's gonna be hard to beat that one. That one was really good. Okay, this one is for Hu Tao.
The people of Liyue
I think it's how you say it. I could be wrong.
tradition, and their traditions are embodied in all manner of rites. Of these, the rites that mark life's end are of utmost importance. Liyue's funeral rites are complex, and only Wangsheng Funeral Parlor can conduct them to the satisfaction of all. Wangsheng has stood for 77 generations and has gained still greater fame in recent years, thanks to their eccentric young director, Hu Tao.
When the
Hu
sun's
Tao.
out, bathe in sunlight.
And I think this
But when
character
the
is
moon's
the
out,
one on the banner at the
bathe
moment.
in moonlight.
Hu Tao manipulates pyro with ease and can sacrifice her HP to increase her damage output, cleansing the world of impurities with an unrelenting flame.
Dang.
When Hu Tao cooks a dish perfectly, she has a chance to obtain a suspicious dish of the same kind.
Oh. Oh, that's super
Hu
neat.
Tao's normal attack can combo up to 6 strikes, dealing physical damage to enemies. Hu Tao's charged attack consumes a set amount of stamina to lunge forward, dealing physical damage to enemies in her path.
Dang.
Hu Tao also has a unique effect when sprinting, allowing her to briefly disappear.
Oh,
and
she
pass
like
through certain
teleports or
small foes.
blinks. That's cool.
Hu Tao consumes part of her HP to cast her elemental skill, knocking nearby enemies back and entering the Paramita Papilio state.
Wait, did it say
This
that
converts
she's got to
her
use her
attack damage to
HP?
pyro damage,
Just like
which
the last
cannot be
character?
overridden by another elemental infusion. Her resistance to interruption is also increased, and she receives an attack increase based on her max HP when entering this state. Paramita Papilio ends after a set duration, or when Hu Tao leaves the field.
Oh.
After unlocking the talent Flutterby, ending Paramita Papilio increases the crit rate of all of Hu Tao's party members other than
Oh,
herself
okay.
for a set duration.
Okay, that's super
Moreover,
useful.
While Paramita Papilio is in effect, Hu Tao's charged attacks apply the Blood Blossom effect to enemies it hits. Enemies affected by Blood Blossom will take pyro damage at set intervals. This effect automatically expires after a while. Only one Blood Blossom can exist on any one target at a time, and only Hu Tao can refresh its duration. Wangsheng has a long heritage. It's said that their directors passed down a secret technique to traverse between life and death.
Oh.
Unafraid in the face of death, they instead unleash yet greater power. Once the talent Sanguine Rouge is unlocked, Hu Tao gains a pyro damage bonus when her HP is low.
Okay, very nice.
Pyre, pyre, pants on fire!
Spirit
Hu
Soother.
Tao commands a blazing spirit to deal pyro damage in a large AoE. When her elemental burst hits enemies, Hu Tao regenerates a certain percentage of her max HP.
Oh, okay.
A maximum of 5 enemies can affect this percentage. Additionally, using this skill when Hu Tao's HP is low deals greater damage and
Ooh,
regenerates more HP.
A lot more damage.
Hu Tao's unique fighting style often imperils her. As such, she must coordinate with her teammates and choose the right moment to use her skills and manage her HP.
Man.
Hu Tao often begins by using her elemental skill to enter the Paramita Papilio state. Then
That's
she
so cool,
alternates
though.
between normal and charged attacks to deal pyro damage, applying blood blossoms onto enemies. She then leaves the field, using the crit rate increase from Flutterby to increase her teammates' damage output. When Hu Tao's HP is low, she can choose a group of enemies upon which to unleash her elemental burst, dealing pyro damage and regenerating her HP. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor conducts rites of utmost solemnity, and its staff are used to speaking little, making Hu Tao's liveliness seem an ill fit.
Oh, okay, okay.
Her elders once criticized her mischief-making, but having seen her immaculate conduct of the parlor's affairs, they could do naught but admit their error. Life and death are but two halves of an endless cycle. Life leads unto death, and death unto new life. Why then should death be taboo? Hu Tao has had the wisdom to see this, though
Oh,
some of her elders have yet to do so.
dang. Okay, another great trailer, man. Okay, and this one is for
Mondstadt's
Rosaria?
Church of Favonius has a very unique sister, Rosaria. Despite being a priestess, she has never been witnessed offering prayers to the gods. Swift of foot and aloof in speech, she becomes active in the darkness of Mondstadt's night.
Okay, Rosaria looks,
She
yeah,
belongs
looks
to
really
a
cool,
clandestine
though.
side of Mondstadt, brandishing sharp blades under the moonlight to strike down intruding shadows. In exchange for the people's freedom and peace, the non-believer is tasked with
Dang.
purging the filth that no light will touch. City blessed by the Animo Archon. Sleep soundly.
Pray, not for the gods nor the betterment of others, but for yourself.
I don't know if I've seen this
Rosaria
character or not, but she
has
looks really
one-on-one
cool.
combat capabilities.
I
And
feel
as a
like I
wielder of
have, but I
cryo
just don't
vision,
remember her character
her
trailer or
elemental
anything.
burst can provide continuous cryo damage, assisting the party with damage output and field control. When Rosaria is in the party, she increases the movement speed of party members during nighttime.
Ooh,
This effect cannot be applied in domains, trounce domains, or the spiral abyss. Rosaria's normal attack performs up to 5 consecutive strikes, dealing physical
Okay.
damage to enemies. Holding the attack button allows Rosaria to consume a certain amount of stamina to lunge forwards,
okay.
dealing physical damage to enemies in her path.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Tapping Rosaria's elemental skill swiftly positions her behind her opponent. She then pierces and slashes the enemy with her polearm, dealing cryo damage.
Okay.
Ravaging Confession can be used to quickly approach an enemy, identify an advantageous position, and launch your assault. It can also be used to dodge enemy attacks, allowing you to turn the tide of battle. It is important to note that Rosaria cannot use this ability to move behind larger enemies. After unlocking the talent Regina Probation, whenever Rosaria strikes an enemy from behind with Ravaging Confession, her crit rate will increase for a short period of time.
Nice, very nice.
Lights out.
For her elemental burst, Rosaria swings her polearm around her, striking all nearby foes.
Dang.
An icy lance of coalesced frost then strikes the ground, dealing cryo damage. While
Oh.
the ice lance is present, it will intermittently emit a freezing chill, dealing
Okay,
cryo
that's
damage
cool,
to nearby
that's cool.
enemies. Strategically utilizing
man,
the ice
okay.
lance through elemental reactions allows party members to control or inflict even greater damage upon enemies. After unlocking the talent Shadow Samaritan, when Rosaria uses Rites of Termination, all party members except for Rosaria receive a temporary increase to their crit rate based on Rosaria's own crit rate. Rosaria, throwing herself into battle, turns daytime idleness into the biting blades of winter that plunge into the bones of the guilty. As the
Okay.
battle begins, coordinate attacks with the other characters in your party, and use elemental skills to trigger elemental reactions. At the same time, quickly shift behind the enemy and follow up with normal attacks. When Rosaria's energy is full, Use her elemental burst to inflict continuous cryo damage, then leave the field. Use the crit rate increase from the talent Shadow Samaritan to assist the other party members in swiftly defeating foes. Mondstadt's nights are peaceful and tranquil. But
Okay.
in the quiet of the dark,
I love the
there are
lore at the end
those
of
who
these
glint a
videos.
flash of cold steel. This is the dour sister who metes out punishment to protect this place of peace and the sisters who are purity incarnate. Unperturbed with dirtying her hands, she has become a blood-soaked executioner. And having witnessed the cruelty of this world, she can no longer close her eyes and extol the blessings of the gods.
Okay.
Rosaria, the most unique sister in Mondstadt's Church of Favonius, never needed redemption from the gods, for she grasped it with her own hands.
Oh man. Okay. These collected miscellany just ain't missing, man. They're really good. Okay, this one is for Yanfei.
Liyue is both the nation of contracts and the beating heart of trade in Teyvat. Its laws are rigorous and exhaustive, serving as pillars of order in a fluid population. But those able to memorize and abide by all the laws of the land number few indeed. Accordingly, when civil disputes and criminal proceedings arise, the first point of call for many is Liyue Harbor's famed legal advisor, Yanfei.
All right.
Only by adhering to the law can the people solve life's myriad of problems.
And I have come across
Honored
Yanfei
as
recently
Liyue's top
in my
legal expert,
playthrough.
Yanfei knows the law like the back of her hand, as well as how to bend it, balancing legality and humanity. Her expertise routinely resolves the most intractable of disputes. But if confronted by those who act with flagrant disregard for the law, it is Yanfei's command of fire and flame that will place them in jeopardy. As Liyue's most sought-after legal advisor, Yanfei provides legal support across the whole of Liyue, which has allowed her to explore many of its hidden corners. Having mastered the legal codices, she is well versed in the various local specialties traded by the waterfront. When Yanfei is in the party, the location of resources unique to Liyue appear on the minimap,
Ooh,
making it
that's pretty
easier
cool.
to gather certain items. Yanfei's normal attack casts a fireball and can be comboed to deal up to 3 rounds of pyro damage.
Okay.
Hitting an enemy with a normal attack grants Yanfei a single Scarlet Seal. She can possess a maximum of 3 Scarlet Seals at a time. Gaining a new Scarlet Seal resets the duration of existing seals. Each Scarlet Seal decreases Yanfei's stamina consumption, and they will disappear
Dang.
when she leaves the field. Holding the attack button consumes a set amount of stamina and releases a charged attack, dealing AoE pyro damage in the area in front of her. Any Scarlet Seals held by Yanfei are consumed when a charged attack is released, and the AoE and damage of this attack are increased based on the number of Scarlet Seals consumed.
Okay.
After
Okay.
unlocking the talent Proviso, when Yanfei consumes Scarlet Seals with charged attack, each Scarlet Seal will increase Yanfei's pyro damage bonus for a set period. If she uses a charged attack again during this period, it will end the effect. Yanfei's sharp eyes and keen wits aid her in singling out opportunists and lawbreakers, whilst the adeptal power that resides within her helps when it comes to serving out justice. After unlocking the talent Blazing Eye, when Yanfei's charged attacks deal crit hits, she will deal an additional bout of AoE pyro damage.
Okay.
Tap Yanfei's elemental skill to summon blistering flames that deal AoE pyro damage. Hitting an enemy with her elemental skill grants Yanfei the maximum number of Scarlet Seals, which she can use to unleash a follow-up charged attack, keeping the ball firmly in her court.
Inadmissible evidence!
Done deal. Okay.
Unleashing Yanfei's elemental burst triggers a spray of intense flames.
Okay,
that
that's
rush
cool,
at
that's
nearby
cool.
enemies, dealing AoE pyro damage, and granting her the maximum number of Scarlet Seals, as well as applying Brilliance to her. Brilliance grants Yanfei a Scarlet Seal at fixed intervals. It also increases the damage dealt by her charged attacks. Adept use of Brilliance allows Yanfei to increase her Scarlet Seal accumulation rate and string together charged attacks, dealing greater damage to her enemies.
Dang.
Yanfei's flaming seals are a powerful legal instrument, and her terms of use ensure that they bolster her position in any form of dispute. By first accumulating Scarlet Seals, then following with an enhanced charged attack, Yanfei can rule decisively on any case before her.
Oh, okay.
During battle, Yanfei can alternate between normal attacks and her elemental skill to deal pyro damage to enemies, and gain Scarlet Seals.
Yeah, she seems like a
Scarlet
good
Seals in her possession,
pyro character.
Yanfei can release powerful charged attacks to put the enemy on the back foot. When Yanfei's energy is full, unleash her elemental burst to further increase her damage output. At this stage, Yanfei needs only to release regular charged attacks to rout her enemies once and for all.
Nice.
Yanfei was born during Liyue's peacetime. Though part illuminated beast, she never signed a contract with the Geo Archon. Unconstrained by Adepti responsibility, she keeps herself busy in the city, experiencing all manner of worldly affairs, comprehending all levels of human emotion. In her hands, the legal codices are a contract, a tool, a framework of reason, but never a cage. She longs for a free-spirited life well within the confines of the law, but each detail of the cumbersome legal codices is also dear to her heart. Perhaps one day, a balance can be struck between them.
Okay, yeah, that was another good one, man. Okay, this one is for
Ever
Eula.
since the first night of Favonius rid herself of her chains, the winds of freedom have carried the fight against oppression into every corner of Mondstadt. Yet today, among the ranks of the knights sworn to champion freedom, there walks a descendant of the former tyrannical aristocracy. Eula, the progeny of an infamous lineage with vengeance always on her lips, is the captain of the Knights of Favonius Reconnaissance Company, the Spindrift Knight, supremely skilled with her blade. Her controversial heritage leaves many wondering why the Knights will accept her.
Okay.
Perhaps because the songs of freedom woven into the Mondstadt winds first asked, why not?
Ready for reconnaissance.
Okay, good way to put it.
Naturally, Eula
She's
earned
cryo,
her captaincy
okay.
with her superior capabilities, masterfully combining Favonia's blade work with cryomagic. She forms frost at the tip of her blade, which she wields with the cadence of a dancer. Waltzing gracefully into battle, she then strikes like a crashing wave.
Dang.
Eula derives no additional status in Mondstadt from her once noble lineage, but finds herself the victim of a strict and outmoded education. She dismisses what she was taught as pointless pretension, yet is unable to escape its influence entirely, often subjecting herself to meticulous introspection. When Eula crafts talent level-up materials, she has a chance to double the output, boosting the party's adventure readiness.
All these bonuses are so good, man.
Eula's normal attack can combo up to 5 strikes that deal physical damage to
I'm
enemies.
assuming every character has some kind of bonus?
Holding the attack steadily consumes stamina, while
Or is it
Eula
only
unleashes
certain
a
ones?
rapid string of slashes, also dealing physical damage. When her charged attack ends, she unleashes a powerful strike that launches smaller enemies within her range. Tap Eula's elemental skill Ice-Tide Vortex to perform a rapid slash that deals cryo damage. When the slash hits an enemy, Eula gains 1 stack of Grimheart. The effect has a maximum of 2 stacks. Grimheart increases Eula's resistance to interruption in her defense, creating optimal conditions for her to dish out damage. Holding Ice-Tide Vortex causes Eula to consume all stacks of Grimheart and perform a spinning frontal slash that deals AoE cryo damage. If this attack consumes Grimheart stacks, it will decrease the physical and cryo resistance of surrounding enemies. Each stack of Grimheart consumed will convert to an Ice Whirl brand.
Okay,
dealing
not
cryo
bad, not
damage to
bad.
nearby enemies.
Flood of Frost!
Facial illumination. Ooh.
Eula's elemental burst unleashes a mighty slash of her sword,
Dang.
dealing cryo damage to surrounding enemies and forming a Lightfall sword that follows her around.
Oh, it follows her around.
While the Lightfall sword is present, Eula's resistance to interruption is increased further.
Oh, now that is
Additionally,
super useful.
When enemies are damaged by Eula's normal attack, elemental skill, or elemental burst, the Lightfall sword's energy is charged. When its duration ends, the Lightfall sword will descend and explode violently, dealing physical damage to surrounding enemies. The damage dealt increases with the Lightfall Sword's charge stack. When Eula leaves the field, the Lightfall Sword will instantly explode. After unlocking the talent Roiling Rime, when Eula holds Ice-Tide Vortex, if 2 stacks of Grimheart are consumed together, a shattered Lightfall Sword is created and explodes immediately, dealing half the base physical damage of the Lightfall Sword. Years of Reconnaissance Company campaigns have honed Eula's instinct for launching surprise offensives. When she strikes, waves of frost and rays of light surge forth like ocean spray. After unlocking the talent Wellspring of Warlust, casting Eula's Elemental Burst immediately grants 1 stack of Grimheart and resets the cooldown of her elemental skill. The Spindrift Knight's battleground is the shadows far beyond Mondstadt's city walls. Eula's strength is in hunting down her enemy with courage and calculation, striking with her frosty Favonius Bladework. In combat, Eula often starts the offensive with her normal attack, interspersing her strikes with the tapping effect of her elemental skill to keep up the pursuit and accrue Grimheart stacks. Next, holding her elemental skill at an opportune moment will deal damage to her enemy, while also reducing their physical and cryo resistance by consuming the Grimheart stacks. When Eula's energy is full, unleashing her elemental burst puts further pressure on the enemy and creates a Lightfall Sword. Now is the time for a rapid offensive. To charge the Lightfall Sword and finally take down the enemy when it explodes.
Dang, oh yeah, she's an amazing character.
There are those with hatred in their hearts that are able to do what Eula has done. Take the lust for vengeance bequeathed to them by fate and channel it into a force for self-advancement. For Eula, this has set her down a path of peace and inner strength. Still, there are others for whom the passage of time does nothing to quell the poison spreading through their souls. Only the future will reveal the path they take, but inevitably, it will be a different one.
Okay, yeah, I gotta get Eula. She's amazing. All right, and here's the next one.
No one is sure when they first noticed it, but once in a while, from the deck of the Alcor,
that's
flagship
awesome
of the
shit.
heavily armed Crux fleet, the soft sound of a flute can be heard. Following the ocean breeze to wherever it may lead, trace the sound back to its source, and you will see a young samurai of Inazuma calmly sitting in a crow's nest, playing a leaf flute while taking in the sights and sounds of the natural world. But ask the other sailors about his story, and you'll find they know little more than you. All they can tell you is, he is a trainee sailor from Inazuma. His name is Kaidahara Kazuha.
Come driving rain or winds that churn, I shall return by blade alone,
yeah, I definitely have not
armed
met this character
with
yet.
barefoot to my home.
Many look at Kaidahara Kazuha and see but a young face. What they miss is a swift and deadly samurai wanderer who is not to be taken lightly. Kaidahara Kazuha has the ability to manipulate Anemo and provides an elemental damage bonus for members of his party. Also, with his elemental skill, he can make freak use of special plunging attacks that keep enemies grouped together, providing great support to his party. Like a leaf on the breeze, he is light as a feather and swift as a blade. When Kaidahara Kazuha is in your party, reduces sprinting stamina consumption for your party members, making exploration faster. Kazuha's normal attack can combo up to 5 strikes that deal physical damage
okay,
to
that's
enemies.
nice, that's nice.
Hold the attack button to consume a set amount of stamina, and perform 2 swift slashes to his front, dealing high physical damage. While Kazuha is airborne, pressing the attack button causes him to perform a plunging attack, damaging opponents along the path and dealing AoE damage upon impact. Tap his elemental skill, Chihayabaru, to unleash a secret blade technique.
Ooh.
Pulling enemies and objects toward him, launching enemies within his range, and dealing Anemo damage.
Just right off the cliff.
Kazuha uses the gust of wind generated in this moment to soar up into the air. For a short period after using Chihayabaru, while Kazuha remains airborne, he can unleash a powerful plunging attack, Midare Ranzan.
Okay, not bad,
The
not bad at
damage
all.
dealt by this plunging attack is converted to anemo damage. When Kazuha lands, he uses another secret blade technique to create a wind tunnel that pulls in nearby enemies and objects.
Okay,
With
very
this effect,
nice.
Kazuha can concentrate enemies in one place, allowing other party members to attack more efficiently.
Oh man.
Chihayaburu is a skill that can be used while airborne, giving Kazuha great agility when out exploring.
See, that is so cool.
When Chihayaburu is held instead of tapped, Kazuha deals increased anemo damage over a wider area. After unlocking the talent Soulmon Swordsmanship, Kazuha's elemental skill can absorb Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro when cast.
Oh,
if a Medallion
okay.
Ranzan plunging attack is performed before Chihayaburu's effects expire,
Dang.
it deals additional elemental damage of the absorbed element. Only one elemental absorption can occur per Chihayaburu.
Clouds hide. The birds call.
Kaedehara Kazuha's elemental burst is the pinnacle achievement of his self-taught blade work. He strikes with the force of the first winds of autumn, dealing AoE anemo damage.
Okay.
This attack produces a field called Autumn Whirlwind.
I do like that.
The
It looks
field
really cool.
periodically deals anemo damage to enemies within it.
Nice.
If Autumn
That's so
Whirlwind
sick.
comes into contact with Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro, it will absorb that element and deal additional elemental damage.
Nice. Okay, yeah, this character's pretty good.
Absorption may only occur once in its duration. Kazuha can use the Autumn Whirlwind field to easily affect multiple enemies with an element, creating ideal opportunities for his allies to attack. The wind blows to all within its vast reach and knows the coming fall from the first withered leaf. For a set duration after Kazuha triggers a swirl reaction, all party members receive a damage bonus for the corresponding element. The bonus scales
Dang.
off of Kazuha's elemental mastery. If multiple elemental damage bonuses are gained in this manner, they are applied concurrently. Kaedehara Kazuha has roamed far and wide and is acutely sensitive to changes in the natural environment. When the way ahead is rocky, his mastery of anemo allows him to swiftly turn the tide of the battle, guiding the whole party to victory. In combat, he coordinates closely with his teammates to apply elements to enemies. Then, he uses his elemental skill to gain control over the opponents, following up here and there with powerful plunging attacks to keep them where he wants them, while also activating Poetics of Fubutsu, which
Dude.
provides elemental damage bonuses, enhancing the whole party's attack capabilities. When energy is full, Kaedehara Kazuha unleashes his elemental burst, generating an Autumn Whirlwind field. The field creates the perfect conditions for elemental reactions, turning your party into a force to be reckoned with.
Okay, not
Kaedehara
bad.
Kazuha is no aimless wanderer. He has a deep sense of purpose. The young samurai left his homeland behind not to part with the past, but in the search for a new hope. As he navigates his path, he charts a course through the myriad of storms that come his way. His exposure to the elements keeps him in touch with nature and connects him with other people who cross his path. Those who choose to defy the gods are destined for hardship, but even a maple leaf blowing in the breeze, if it falls into the right company, can learn to sail the storm winds of the sea to shores beyond the horizon.
Very nice. Yeah, not a bad character at all. Okay, this is for Kamisato Iyaki.
In Inazuma City, the Shirasagi Himegimi is a name known to all.
I've not been here yet. This is the
Those
next
fortunate
area I'm
enough
supposed to
meet
go
Kamisato
to.
Ayaka in person describe her as the princess of the Kamisato clan.
I'm still in
Graceful and
leeway at
dignified
the
as a
moment for anybody
snowflake,
that wants
but
to
kind
know.
and gentle like a dove. She brings joy and hope to everyone she meets. The other half of perfection is, of course, martial prowess. So when Kamisato Ayaka draws her blade and assumes a fighting stance, her opponent should beware.
Kamisato Ayaka, present.
A master of the Inazuman Kamisato art of Tachijutsu, Kamisato Ayaka has honed her blade work to the pinnacle of proficiency. She combines swift and agile strikes with the power of cryo to fight back against those of malicious intent.
Dang.
As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission's Kamisato clan, Ayaka is versed in a variety of art forms. Her expertise in the art of the sword includes knowledge of advanced weaponry. When Ayaka crafts weapon ascension materials, she has a certain chance to receive double the product. Ayaka's normal attack can combo up to 5 strikes that deal physical damage to enemies. Holding the attack button consumes a set amount of stamina to perform the EI technique, unleashing a series of blade winds that deal physical damage to enemies.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
When Ayaka sprints, she cloaks herself in frozen fog, consuming stamina to move as a rapid torrent.
Oh, should be great for exploring.
Ayaka can travel swiftly over water.
Oh.
When she leaves Senho state and reappears, she applies the cryo element to nearby enemies.
She's awesome. I love this character already.
She will receive a cryo infusion for a short duration. The cryo infusion converts Kamisato Ayaka's attack damage to cryo damage. After unlocking the talent Kanten Senmyo Blessing, if the cryo energy released when exiting Kamisato Art Senho comes into contact with an enemy, Ayaka will regain some stamina. Additionally, she will gain a temporary cryo damage bonus. Proficient use of these skills allows Kamisato Ayaka to move freely around the battlefield, putting her in the strongest possible position. A flick of the wrist with the poise of a dancer, and frost goes flying. Tapping Ayaka's elemental skill summons blooming ice, launching adjacent enemies and dealing AoE cryo damage. After unlocking the talent Amatsumi Kunitsumi Sanctification for a short duration after casting Kamisato Art Hyoka, Kamisato Ayaka's normal and charged attacks deal increased damage.
Yep.
Kamisato Art, Sumetsu!
Ooh.
Kamisato Ayaka summons the frost with flawless poise.
Oh, that is
Frostflake
sick,
Seki no
man.
To that travels forward. The Frostflake Seki no To is a storm of whirling icy winds that slashes repeatedly at enemies, dealing cryo
that
damage
is
and blooming
sick.
at the end of its duration, dealing a further bout of AoE cryo damage.
Yeah, she is.
Even in the heat of
She's
battle,
great.
Kamisato Ayaka is the picture of elegance. Her own bladework philosophy adds finesse to Kamisato Art's Tachijutsu. With a choreography of a crane in the snow, she defeats her foes in a dance of frost. When the battle begins, Ayaka enters her Senho state, then swiftly draws near to her enemies to launch her attack.
Oh, man.
The versatile range of cryo abilities at her disposal creates opportunities to coordinate with her teammates. She gains control over her enemies, then alternates between normal and charged attacks to take them down one by one.
Oh, dude, that move right there is so
Kamisato
cool.
Ayaka unleashes
That
her
is so
elemental
cool.
burst to deal further damage and clean up the field.
Nice.
When Inazuma locals discuss the Yashiro Commission, they are full of praise for Kamisato Ayaka's cordial manner and sincerity of speech at social gatherings. When the name Shirasagi Himegimi is uttered, it is done so in tribute to her flawless etiquette and impeccable character.
Oh, okay.
But what can anyone know of how Ayaka views herself in her innermost being? As the princess of the Yashiro Commission's Kamisato clan, Ayaka shoulders her family's duty to cherish the aspirations of ordinary people. But she also has dreams of her own that she holds dear. Perhaps the thing that she really needs is a companion on her journey, with whom to share a pot of tea and to play a game of Go. And with whom to stand shoulder to shoulder when it comes time to draw her blade.
Oh, man, that was a really good one. That was a really good one. Okay, this one is for Yoimiya?
If you ever
I think
make
it's
it to
how you say your
Inazuma
name.
and ask the locals what to see while you're there, nearly everyone you talk to will emphatically recommend a fireworks display. Like shooting stars in reverse, they fly up into the night, then burst into color, illuminating the sky and sea and the faces of those watching below.
Her character trailer was really
This short
awesome.
but dazzling spectacle is all the work of one woman, Inazuma's most skilled fireworks expert, Yoimiya.
Oh man, yeah, I know she's a really good pyro person.
The boat business a shot.
In Yoimiya's capable hands, her spectacular fireworks are not just the grand finale of a festival.
Oh.
They also make highly potent weapons for protecting her friends and fighting her foes. And no one has a flair for fighting with fireworks quite like her. Yoimiya's handiwork is exquisite,
Blaze
and she
and
dabbles
match.
in many other crafts besides firework making, always adding her unique touch to all her work. When Yoimiya crafts decorations, ornaments, and landscape furnishings, a portion of the materials used will be refunded.
Okay.
Her normal
That's pretty
attack
nice.
can combo up to 5 consecutive shots,
Firework flare
dealing
up.
physical damage. Holding the attack button executes a more precise aimed shot that deals increased damage. Based on the charge time, the aimed shot generates different effects. Charge level 1 fires off a flaming arrow that deals pyro damage.
Man.
At charge level 2, depending on the exact charging time, the aimed
That's so
shot
cool.
generates up to 3 kindling arrows when she releases it.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Kindling
You're just getting
arrows home
multiple.
in on nearby enemies, dealing pyro damage. Tap Yoimiya's elemental skill and she waves a sparkler, causing a ring of saltpeter to surround her and sending her into the Niwabi Ensho state. During this time,
Okay, that's awesome.
arrows fired by Yoimiya's normal attack will be blazing arrows, increasing their damage and converting the attacks to pyro damage. However, during Niwabi Ensho, Yoimiya's normal attack, Firework Flare-Up, will not generate kindling arrows at charge level 2.
Oh.
After unlocking the talent Tricks of the Troublemaker, during Yoimiya's elemental skill duration, when her normal attack hits an enemy, she gains a stackable pyro damage bonus, which lasts for 3 seconds.
Here come the fireworks!
Yoimiya leaps into the air, together with her original creation, Ryukin Saxifrage, firing forth blazing rockets bursting with surprises that deal AoE pyro damage, and mark one of the hit enemies with Aurous Blaze. All attacks by any party member other than Yoimiya that hit an enemy marked by Aurous Blaze
Man, that's so
will
cool,
trigger
though.
explosions, dealing AoE pyro damage.
Yep. I definitely see why she is a good pyro character.
Blaze is defeated before it expires. The effect will pass on to another nearby enemy.
Oh,
who
it passes
inherits the
on.
remaining
That's cool.
duration. Aurous Blaze explosions are subject to a short cooldown. After unlocking the talent Summer Night's Dawn, for a short duration after casting Yoimiya's elemental burst, nearby party members other than Yoimiya herself gain an attack bonus.
Man.
This bonus is based on the number of Tricks of the Troublemaker stacks Yoimiya possesses when she unleashes her elemental burst. Armed with a pyro vision, Yoimiya has more than one way of playing with fire. This power takes her skills with the bow to another level, turning even her arrows into fireworks that send sparks flying all over the battlefield. In battle, Yoimiya begins by using her elemental skill to enter the Niwabi Ensho state. Then she engages the enemy with enhanced normal attacks, using Tricks of the Troublemaker to stack up a pyro damage bonus.
I can't wait to go against whatever enemy this is. I've not seen
When
this yet.
Niwabi Ensho ends, if her energy is full, she unleashes her elemental burst to further pressure the enemy, then leaves the field, supporting the rest of her team with an attack bonus and pyro damage, watching the enemy disappear in a dazzling display of light and smoke. As the explosions in the sky fade away, breathless spectators find their friends and leave. But Yoimiya is already busy preparing for the next display. It is a time-honored routine, unchanging night after night. and everyone in Inazuma looks forward to the splendid sight of her latest creations.
Man.
After a brief moment, the dazzling flashes fade and the crowds are gone. After hundreds of years, this sight is nothing new to me. But who's to say that brief moments of splendor can't become everlasting memories? The god who pursues eternity has yet to realize that not all that endures is constant. Time can keep fireworks in people's minds long after they've faded. Just as, once in a while, it can send stars fixed high above, plummeting down to the ground.
Dang, yeah, another amazing character. Okay, this one is for
Ninjas
Sayu.
are often portrayed moving under the veil of night, stealthily conducting their mission in the shadows. As such, people tend to let their imaginations regarding ninjas run wild, filching objects in a flash, vanishing without a trace, and laying poisonous traps. Such skills are necessary to be worthy of the ninja title. But in the eyes of Ninja Sayu, no matter how profound the art of ninjutsu may be, it is to be used but for a single purpose: slacking off. To this ninja who never passes on an opportunity to be lazy, the stirring of the leaves is not the opportune diversion to strike her enemy. Rather, it's a favorable time to slip away for a nice nap.
Sayu, Shumatsuban at your disposal.
And I have Sayu. She's one of the few characters I do have. And I love her ability to be able to roll around.
Sayu
So
is
good
the
for exploring.
Shumatsuban's resident ninja, and the last successor of the Yuhu art. She uses the power of Animo to swiftly move across the battlefield.
Yeah.
And wields a claymore much heavier than herself to protect her companions. As a master slacker, Sayu's most adept ninjutsu technique is the art of holding her breath. When Sayu is in the party, your characters can approach crystal flies, lizards, and other certain animals without startling them.
Oh, I
Sayu's
did not
normal
even know
attack
that,
can
and that
combo
makes so
up to
much
4
sense now.
strikes, dealing
That makes so
physical
much
damage
sense.
to enemies. Holding the attack steadily consumes stamina, while
Yeah.
Sayu spins her claymore, dealing physical damage to nearby enemies. Once Sayu stops spinning her blade, she unleashes a more powerful strike that launches smaller enemies within her range. Tap Sayu's elemental skill to perform a special ninjutsu technique of the Yuhu art, in which Sayu curls up and enters the Fufu wind wheel state and rolls forward for a certain distance, smashing into opponents at high speed, dealing animo damage. When the skill ends, Sayu performs a Fufu whirlwind kick, dealing AoE animo damage. Holding her elemental skill casts Yuhu art Fuin Dash, causing Sayu to roll continuously in the Fufu wind wheel state, increasing Sayu's resistance to interruption while within that state.
Yeah, I think
During
she's a
this
great
time,
character.
Sayu can control the direction of her roll, and can cast the skill again to end her wind wheel state early. Upon ending it, she unleashes a stronger version of the Fufu whirlwind kick, dealing a single instance of AoE animo damage. The longer Sayu remains in her wind wheel state, the longer the skill's cooldown will become. After
Oh.
holding her elemental skill and entering the wind wheel state. If Sayu comes into contact with Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro, elemental absorption will occur, causing her to absorb that element, and deal additional elemental damage of that type. Elemental absorption may only occur once per use of this skill. With adept use of Fufu wind wheel state, Sayu can swiftly roll across the battlefield to trigger swirl reactions in tandem with other party members. In the open world, Sayu can make use of her Fufu wind wheel to quickly cover distances, aiding with exploration.
Ninjutsu!
Unleash her
Alright.
elemental burst to deal animo damage to nearby opponents, as well as heal all nearby party members.
Yes, I love
The
it. I
amount of
love that
HP
move.
restored is based on Sayu's attack. Additionally, Sayu performs another ninjutsu technique of the Yuhu art, summoning Sayu's trusty helper, Muji Muji Daruma. At specific intervals, Muji Muji Daruma will take one of several actions based on the situation around it. If the HP of nearby characters is relatively high, it will attack a nearby opponent, dealing animo damage.
Oh, I see.
If there are nearby characters with HP below a certain percentage, it will heal the character with the lowest HP percentage left.
Okay.
The amount of AP restored is based on Sayu's attack. If there are no opponents nearby, then it will focus on healing characters, even if the characters already have relatively high percentages of HP. After unlocking the talent No Work Today, when Muji Muji Daruma heals a character, it will also heal a certain percentage of HP for other nearby characters on the battlefield.
Oh, that's cool.
And when it attacks opponents, it will have an increased AoE.
Nice.
Perhaps in Sayu's heart, being neither eye-catching nor of extraordinary strength, she feels that her teammates are better suited for tackling the tasks at hand. In the meanwhile, Sayu can ensure they stay fit for combat. When Sayu triggers a swirl reaction on the battlefield, she will regenerate HP for your characters in the party and all nearby allied characters. Additionally, the amount of healing will also benefit from Sayu's elemental mastery.
Man.
This effect can occur only once per set time period. Though it may seem that Sleepy Sayu is always slacking off, she is still quite loyal to her commitments, or to put it another way, inescapable duties. She rolls nimbly across the battlefield, providing reliable support to her teammates. In combat, Sayu relies on her Fufu wind wheel to move swiftly, quickly closing the distance on her enemies and crashing into them to trigger swirl reactions, while simultaneously providing healing for her team. When energy is full, Sayu can unleash her elemental burst to summon Muji Muji Daruma, whether it's to heal her teammates or to increase damage against her opponents. Muji Muji Daruma can adapt to the situation and protect Sayu's precious companions. Striving for the dreams of your youthhood is an admirable thing indeed. Only by improving yourself can you face the vicissitudes of life. And when it comes to improving yourself, whether it's sharpening your combat skills or simply trying to grow taller, to the young, anything worth striving for is a truly valuable endeavor. Now that I think about it, I too was probably once that way. Naive, persistent, and untiring. I'm only joking, of course. I've long forgotten the happenings of hundreds of years ago.
Man. Yeah, that one was amazing. Okay, guys, that's where I'm going to end the video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit a like. It really helps out the channel here. And let me know if you want to see me continue to watch these in the comments down below. And also let me know which one of these was your favorite. I don't know. There were some really good ones in here, man. Like almost every one of these were pretty good. So let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite. And if you want to, you're more than welcome to join my Discord server. I'll be sure to put the link in the description down below if you want to come hang out with me in there. And that's all I got, man. So I will see you in the next video. And do not forget, it's Orc Army for life.